You've been looking for houses for a long time, maybe even 3 to 4 years, and you keep making offers on things, and maybe you get an accepted offer, you're all excited, and then all of a sudden you get countered and then you're kicked out of that offer. It's really discouraging and it's really disappointing for a lot of home buyers in the last couple of years. I get it. But I want to give you guys some perspective change here and maybe change the way that you're making offers, change the way that you're approaching the real estate market. And maybe these are things that you're already doing, and that's great. And I apologize if this video doesn't help you, but if it does help you, leave a like and subscribe and let me know what you guys want to hear about next. I want to talk about changing the way you guys think about making offers and the future of the real estate market. I hear a lot of different financial experts out there, and they're always saying only 25 to 30% of your household income should go towards making mortgage payments. But I think these people don't live in reality, they live in la la land, and honestly, you really should be aiming towards 40%. That's how I live my life. That's how a lot of people live their lives. We don't live in this American society where you can just pull off a miracle all the time. You have to bite the bullet for a while and then adjust course from there. So if you're kind of keeping yourself a little bit more conservative on the monthly payment, and you do technically have more room for affordability, increase that number, make it work. And a lot of people are just gonna say, oh, it's not that simple. Like, why you can't just say that. Like, yeah, I can. Like, if you wanna make something happen, you make it happen. Do you wanna rent forever and pay virtually the same thing as your mortgage payment? Or do you wanna get a mortgage and just do it, make it work? The thing I wanna talk about is actually making competitive offers. And when people see the list price, they think, I don't wanna pay more than what the list price is. But you have to realize these listing agents are under listing homes by like $50, $60, sometimes $100,000. So when you see a house that's going for $60,000 over asking, if they listed it for what the appraised value actually would be, oftentimes it comes to be like they should have listed it for that much in the first place. But they're doing it for competitive advantage, and so they can actually send out postcards in the neighborhood saying 60K over ask. So when you take a look at making over asking offers, don't be discouraged and don't think that you're overpaying for something, because the true value of it is actually hidden behind the facade of the asking price. So yeah, let's say there is a house out there that you have to make a $20, $30, even $40,000 over asking offer on. It's going to make sense because these people are underlisting these homes and the true value is actually $40,000 more than what they're listing it for. Real estate agents only do this to generate bidding wars, and so they can say that they sold something over ask, but meanwhile, again, it should have been listed for that high in the first place. My final remarks on this is don't be afraid to make over asking offers in this market still, because a lot of times it's just artificially created. Now, this may sound crazy, but over half the deals that I've ever closed have a gift involved, whether it's $5,000 or $200,000. Someone is giving them a gift, and you have to actually ask for one. Stop being afraid to ask people for money. If it's your parents, if it's your family, and let's say that you don't have a family or don't have anyone to ask a gift for. This doesn't apply to you, and I apologize that you don't have those people in your life, but there are plenty of people out there who do, especially if you're buying a house. Most likely than not, you're in the top 10% of society anyway. Your parents are going to have money, your uncle, your aunts, whatever it is. You have to just take that step and ask them, what's the worst thing that can happen? They say no? Then they say no. At least you know that. You can't just ride on the fact that they're not going to give you anything without asking. And I know this seems like something stupid to mention, but the amount of people that I work with who don't ask for a gift, then they go ask for a gift and they get $10,000 from their parents for buying a house, happens all the time. So my final remarks on this, just ask for a gift. Stop being scared. You're trying to take the next step in life. Let the people around you help you out. And another thing that I want people to start doing a little bit more is sacrificing on some ends. So let's say that you're sacrificing either the location, you're not 5 minutes away from your parents, you're actually 25 minutes away. Unattach the umbilical cord, go to an area that's a little bit more affordable for your price range. Also too, let's say the size of the house or maybe the location doesn't make sense, but the price is really good. You have to try to play with it a little bit. If you're a first-time home buyer, this is all you do. I'm a first-time home buyer myself. I had to sacrifice size of the house. I live in a 3-bed, 1-bath. I live in a beach house. What I'm trying to say is that if you're a first-time home buyer, everything's going to be bittersweet. It's not going to be this perfect house that you can buy. And hey, maybe that's not fair. Maybe you should be living in a sick house for the sick price and everything should be perfect. But again, you don't live in a perfect world. You have to try to play with what you got. If you have to sacrifice location for the size and for the price, that's what you got to do. There's always something that's going to be sacrificed to make up for the other things that are benefits. Another thing I don't see people doing enough is actually finding a house with an accessory dwelling unit. You don't have to go out and find a place that has a duplex or a triplex or a quadplex and rent out all the other units and live in the smallest one. Having a house that has an ADU in it can generate you anywhere between an extra $1,200 to $2,500 a month. Think about the affordability that you can actually have when you have a tenant in the house who's actually paying for basically a portion of your mortgage that can allow you to do other things in life. Finding a house with an ADU is literally the biggest cheat code, and not enough people do it, and your real estate agent can help you do that. Look for houses with an ADU in it. And I want people to realize another aspect of this. Your lender and your real estate agent are going to be the people who are selling you to the listing agent. So the real estate agent that you're working with will make the introduction to make the offer. Hey, this is my client. This is their pre-approval. This is what they can afford. They'd love to live in this house. Great. The listing agent then calls the lender, believe it or not, and the lender has to really sell them too. These clients are amazing. This is their down payment. This is their closing costs. This is everything. Their credit's great. Whatever it is, their credit may be bad, but they do have these things going on for them. You have to be able to actually sell the deal to the listing agent. If you are working with people who cannot sell, we are in a sales business. It's a service business, but it's a sales business. If I cannot sell to the other people in the transaction who you are as a client, then I can't do my job properly, and you're not going to get accepted offers. So really take a look at who you're working with. Actually take a look and listen to what they say. That way you can go into a relationship, a partnership with a lender and a real estate agent and saying, yep, these people know what they're doing. They're going to be able to sell me. If I'm only putting 3% down or 3.5% down, they're going to be able to convert me as a lead to the listing agent. So final remarks on this is work with people who are actually savvy and can actually sell you as a client to the people that you're making offers to. Lastly, I want to leave off with this. I know I've been going on a crazy rant, but this is just what type of video this is for me. 2-to-1 buy downs or 1-to-0 buy downs. People do not utilize this enough. You try to tell someone about it, they think it's a scam. When you're taking a look at a 2-to-1 or a 1-to-0 buy down, all that means is that we're lowering your interest rate for the first year or 2 years by a 1%. So let's say that your rate's 5.5%. We do a 1-to-0 buy down. Your rate's actually 4.5% for that first year. That's going to allow you to catch up and do a lot of different things with monthly payment. And at the same time, when the rates come down in the future, you're able to refinance out of that 1-to-0 buy down into the current market rates, which are hopefully going to be around what they are at 4.5% in this scenario. So let's say the seller's offering concessions. You say, hey, listen, can you pay for my 1-to-0 buy down? Can you pay for my 2-to-1 buy down? And you're effectively lowering your interest rate by 1% for either a year or 2 years. It is the best tool that someone can have in their bag, and no one even wants to bat an eye at it because they think it's a scam. And it's not an adjustable rate mortgage. It's a fixed rate mortgage with the first or second year being 1% lower than what you're taking out. It's so good. People need to utilize this program more. So I hope you enjoyed my rant about making offers, about changing your perspective on how to approach the real estate market. Maybe this is a harsh wake-up reality for some people. Maybe people already are doing all these things that I mentioned, and good for you. I hope that you get an accepted offer anytime soon. Now it's right around the corner. But at the same time, make sure you like, subscribe, comment below what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next one.